Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Alyssa, and I'm so grateful you are here with me today. Today, we're going to explore a 60-minute heart and hips flow where I'll walk you through more of a ladder style sequence where we'll have one block and then we'll continue to add on to that block a couple more times. So, having a mat would be very helpful for this flow. Also, having blocks is going to be extremely helpful here as well. So, if you don't have blocks, large water jugs filled up with water could be really beneficial. Also, if though you don't have those, you could also use large textbooks that would just help bring the ground up to you. If you're someone that likes to flow to music, I will link one of the playlists that I have curated into the text box below. So if you feel like that's something you'd like, you're more than welcome to do so, or let it go if it doesn't align with you. So if you would like to flow to music, we can go ahead and press the play button and come to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you in your body today. So finding yourself in that comfortable seat, stacking the ears, the shoulders, and the hips in alignment. Palms facing down if you'd like a little bit of grounding. Palms facing up if you'd like a little bit of lightness, lift, or you find yourself lately attaching to things too tightly. Either close the eyes or have a soft gaze down at one steady point, and then finding the breath in and out of the nose. Inhale and exhale. Continuing with your normal pattern, normal rhythm of breath. As we continue to sit and breathe, if you notice the mind starts to wander, that's so normal. Take a moment, acknowledge the wandering mind without judgment, and bring it back to just this breath in and just this breath out. Something I've been working on in my own personal life lately is this idea of surrender. A lot of the times, a lot people think that surrendering means just giving up, waving that white flag, and maybe it can mean that. But as my teacher likes to share, surrender is really giving in to this present moment, feeling whatever you're feeling, letting it be there, and then letting it go. Instead of fighting it, can you sit with it? Allow it to move through you and on its way instead of getting stuck. An invitation to find your intention of surrendering into the breath with each breath in and each breath out throughout this practice. Together, we'll take 3 deep belly breaths, keeping the breath in and out of the nose. So inhale through the nose, expand the chest, expand the rib cage, expand the belly. And exhale, release the air back out of the nose. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Release control of the breath, finding your natural, normal rhythm in and out of the nose. After your next exhale, empty out the lungs completely. Come all the way down to the bottom of the lungs, getting all of the dead air out. And then together, inhale, swoop the arms out, around, and up. Palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center, Anjali Mudra, bowing the head. Either keeping that intention of surrendering into the present moment or choosing something that better suits you today. Beautiful. Flutter the eyes open if you close them. We're going to go ahead and meet in cat-cow, however you need to get there. Once you arrive in your cat-cow, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, drop the belly down, pull the chest and heart forward as you inhale. And exhale, push the ground away and round through the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. You can stay here or add in anything that feels good to you. Maybe you swish your hips from side to side. Maybe you come back to a child's pose and then push back forward, waking up the wrists. Maybe you flip the wrists around. It doesn't have to look like me or anyone or anything else. Just listening what your body is asking for today as you flow. Continuing to move with the rhythm and cycle of your own breath. One more cycle wherever you are. And then after you finish that cycle, we'll go ahead and meet in all fours again, neutral spine. Go ahead and step yourself back to lower down to the ground, belly on the ground, however you need to get there. So whether you come through plank and lower or whatever fits your body. Hands come outside the mat, tent the fingers, oscillating cobra. Inhale, lift as high or as low feels good to you. And exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, lift and hold. You can stay up if this feels good to be static, or you can make it dynamic, dropping one shoulder and then dropping the other. Whatever fits your body today, maybe you do some gentle dropping the head of side to side, being mindful of the neck. 1 more breath. And exhale, release yourself all the way back down. Plant the hands at the top of the rib cage. Push yourself back, child's pose, so big toes together, knees spread apart. Maybe you reach your arms out enough that the forearms lift off the ground. Inhale here. And exhale. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up to fingertips. Walk your hands off to the right side of the mat. Plant the right hand. Plant the left hand on top of the right hand, pushing the left hand down to get a nice side stretch through the left side of the body. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, walk yourself back through center and over to the left. So plant the left hand, plant the right hand on top of the left hand, and push the right hand down. Getting a nice side stretch through that right side of the body now. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Walk the hands a little bit further forward, getting one final stretch through both sides at this point. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Once you arrive, feel free to pedal it out, coming to the ball of one foot, ball of the other. Again, an invitation to swish the hips from side to side if that feels good. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently walk yourself up to the top of the mat, meeting in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees as much as you need here. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out around and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Down through heart center and by the sides, Tadasana. Sun salutations, I'll offer modifications. Do whatever fits best in your body here today. So, on your inhale, circle the arms out around and up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, hands come to shins or thighs, flat back. Pull the chest and heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, right foot, left foot, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. For the first one, untuck the toes. Inhale, Bhujangasana, low cobra, chest and heart pull forward. And exhale, release back down. Push back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Gently walk yourself up to the top of the mat, meeting in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out around and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Down through heart center and by the sides. 3 more times. You can do the same thing we just did, or I'll offer a slightly different variation. Either feet all the way together or hips width, whatever fits your body. Inhale, out around and up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. This time, step back, left foot, right foot, plank pose on the balls of the feet or the knees. Exhale, lower halfway into Chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, whatever you're ready for. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Bottom of the exhale, step, hop, float, walk to the top of the mat, however you need to get there. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, circle the arms out around and up, Urdhva Hastasana, down through heart center and by the sides, Tadasana. 2 more times. Inhale, out around and up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward folds. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time you can step to plank and lower or float back. If you're floating, float back to bent elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath in. And breath out. Bottom of the exhale, step, hop, float, walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms, out around and up, Urdhva Hastasana, down through heart center, and by the sides, Tadasana. Last time here. Inhale, out around and up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, step to plank and lower or float back. Again, if you're floating back, float to bent elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. While a child's pose or any sort of rest is forever welcome in any of my classes, we're going to take 3 more breaths here, so this could be a beautiful place to take a rest. And exhale. 2 more. Can you push the ground away a little further? Can you lift the hips up to where the wall meets the ceiling behind you? Last breath. And exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Knee goes up to the ceiling, trying to kick the right butt cheek with the right heel. Beautiful. Step the right foot outside the right hand, all the way up to the top. If you get stuck halfway, grab the ankle and help it up. Finding your variation of lizard, a lot of options here. Back knee can stay up. Back knee can come down. You can be on hands. Hands can be on blocks. Forearms on blocks or forearms down to the floor, whatever your body is asking for. All I ask is that you keep that right heel or right knee into that right shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in. And exhale. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, come up to hands if you're not there. Set the back knee down if you're not there. You can stay here. This is a beautiful place to stay. Next step you can go, reach the right arm forward, up to the sky and all the way back. You can stay here in this twist. Another beautiful place to stay. If you want to take it a little bit further, bend that left knee, and if it's in your practice, you can catch that left foot coming into a quad stretch. You can also have your hand on a block here. That will help you catch that back foot if you'd like to. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently release that back foot. If you have it, circle the right arm forward, down to the inside of the right foot. Grab your blocks if you'd like to use them for Ardha Hanumanasana half split, so you pull the hips back. Lengthen through that right leg as much as makes sense in your body. I would rather have a bend to this knee and have a neutral spine than a straight leg and a rounded spine. Come out of the round. 2 more breaths. And exhale. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Beautiful. Bend that right knee. Set the blocks aside if you were using them, coming into crescent lunge so arms can go up to the sky. Or if this is too much on your shoulders, have them at heart center. 3 total breaths. Two more. And exhale, pulling the right heel and the left knee together asymmetrically to activate the legs. Last breath. And as you exhale, option to cactus the arms, open the heart if you'd like to take it. And then circle the hands down, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, coming up, high lunge. Beautiful. Again, arms can go up to the sky or be at heart center if that feels better on your shoulders. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in. And breath out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Open it up, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Right toe go forward. Left toes are slightly turned in. Shoulders are soft, but arms are strong. 3 breaths in warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Two more breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Flip the right wrist, straighten through the right leg. Flip it up and back, reverse or peaceful triangle. 2 breaths, breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, come up to stand. Left hand, left hip. We're coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So if you have your blocks at the top of your mat, that's the best place to have them for right now. Gently bend the right knee. Step or glide yourself forward. Right hand comes to a block or the floor in front of and slightly to the right of the right foot. Left hand can stay on the hip or go up to the sky. 3 breaths in half moon, finding a drishti, a single point of focus that will allow you to find this balance a little bit easier. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Beautiful. Gently bring that left foot to meet the right, forward fold, Uttanasana. We're going to take 3 breaths in this Uttanasana. So if you'd like to grab your elbows and gently ragdoll from side to side, you can. If you want to find stillness, you can too. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And breath out. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Either step to plank and lower, float back, or skip your vinyasa altogether, whatever you'd like to do. If you're taking it, step or float back to plank or chaturanga and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths, breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Kick the left butt cheek with the left heel. Left knee goes to the ceiling. And then step the left foot through to the outside of the left hand, finding your variation of lizard. So again, knee up, knee down, hands on blocks, forearms down, forearms on blocks. Just keeping that left knee tied into the left shoulder. 3 breaths here. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to hands if you're not already there. Set the back knee down. If you're not already there, you can stay here. This is a beautiful place to stay. Step number 2, reach the left arm forward, up to the sky and back. Twisting open the chest, you can stay here. If you want to take it a little bit further, bend that right knee and grab the right foot if you can. If you pulled your hips back to get the right foot, pull the hips back forward, really getting a nice hip flexor stretch through this right hip flexor. 2 more breaths. And exhale. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Gently release that back foot if you have it, no slingshot. Reach the left arm forward, down to the ground on the inside of the left foot. Get your blocks if you're using them for Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Pull the hips back. Pull the heart to the toes to the heart. If you find your heart going away from the toes, you're likely rounding the spine. So stick the bum out. Pull the chest and heart forward. 2 more breaths. One more breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, bend that knee. Set the blocks out of the way if you were using them. Crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana, either arms up or hands at prayer. 3 breaths. Again, now pulling the left heel and the right knee together isometrically to activate the legs, getting a nice stretch again through this right hip flexor. 1 more breath. And as you exhale, option to open the heart, cactus the arms, circle the hands down, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, high lunge. You might have to wiggle that left foot in a little bit. 3 breaths here. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Open it up. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Adjust your feet as you need. Left heel is trying to intersect the right arch here. 3 breaths in Warrior 2. In this pose that may be more familiar to you, can you take a moment, come back to the breath, surrender into this moment. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Flip the left wrist, straighten the left leg. Reach it up and back, reverse or peaceful triangle. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Right hand, right hip, Ardha Chandrasana half moon. Gently bend that left knee. Step or glide yourself forward. Left hand down to a block or the floor. Right hand on the hip or up to the sky. In addition to finding your drishti, the stronger you can make that back leg, the easier this balance will be. Likely not easy, but easier. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently bring that right foot to meet the left. Uttanasana, forward folds. 3 breaths in Uttanasana. Two more. And exhale. Again, finding movement or finding stillness, whatever fits your body. Last breath. And exhale. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step to plank and lower. Float back or totally skip it all together. Whatever your body is asking for. Finding your back bend. And then downward facing dog. We'll go ahead and take 3 breaths here. So again, this could be a beautiful place to take a child's pose. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Option to stay here. If you want to, you can flip it over into your rock star wild thing. So step the right foot off the mat, behind the left knee, lift the hips up. 3 breaths wherever you landed. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. With or without that right hand down, step the right foot to the outside of where the right hand will go. We're going to meet back in lizard pose. Beautiful. Find your variation of lizard, whatever you want that to look like this time around. You can do the same thing as last time. You can do something different. 3 breaths in your variation. Pulling that right knee into the right shoulder. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to hands if you're not there. Set the back knee down if you're not there. Right arm forward. Up to the sky and back. You can stay here or grab that left foot if it's in your practice for a quad stretch. Again, if you pulled the hips back, drop them gently back forward. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Open the chest, open the heart. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently release that back foot if you have it. Circle the right arm forward, down to the mat, and grab the blocks if you're going to use them for Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Pull the hips back. Lengthen through that right leg as much as makes sense in your body today. It never has to get straight if that doesn't fit. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Pull the shoulders back. Last breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, bend that right knee. Set the blocks out of the way. If you used them, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, high lunge. 3 breaths in high lunge. Breathe in. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Hands can always be at heart center. Last breath in. And exhale. A little bit of a funky transition. You can watch me and follow behind after. Put the weight in the right foot. Come to step forward. Bring the left knee behind the right. Left foot. Ball of the foot onto the floor like this. Like that. And then you're going to lean forward, coming into curtsy squat or OMG, oh my goddess. 3 breaths. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale, squeezing the legs together. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Put the weight in that right foot. Bring the left knee into the chest. Beautiful tree pose. In tree, you have a lot of options. You can have your foot all the way up. You can have your foot on your calf. You can even have a kickstand on the ground. Anywhere but the knee, whatever your body's asking for today. 3 breaths in your tree. Again, hands can be at heart center, or they can go up to the sky if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge. Everyone push the hips forward, slight tuck to the tailbone. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Wherever you are, gently lift that left foot off the left leg or off the floor. We're coming into half moon from here. So hinge forward, gently start to kick that left leg back. Hand comes to a block or the floor in front of and slightly to the right of the right foot. Left hand on the hip or up to the sky. Stacking the left ribs on top of the right. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently bend that right knee, stepping back into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Adjust your feet as you need once you make it there. Right toes forward, left toes slightly turned in. Ears, shoulders, hips stacked in alignment. 2 more breaths here. And exhale. We just did a lot of balancing. Can you surrender back into the present moment, back into just this breath in and just this breath out? 1 more breath. And exhale. Beautiful. Flip the right wrist, straighten the right leg. Reach it up and back, reverse or peaceful triangle. If you're finding yourself hanging in this back hand, wrap your arm around your back, half bind. 1 more breath. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Extended side angle, so bend that right knee, either right forearm to right thigh. If that's enough, you stay there. Or right hand inside, the right foot on a block or the floor. Everyone reach the left arm long overhead. An invitation to take your hand on your left ribs. See if they're stacked on top of your right. That's where you want to be. If the left ribs are forward, that means you need to come up a little higher. 1 more breath wherever you are. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Straighten through that right leg. Flip the right wrist up and back, reverse or peaceful triangle again. 2 breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Circle the hands down, frame the front foot. Either take your vinyasa or totally skip it if you want. If you're taking it, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful work. 2 breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. You can stay here. If you want to, flip it over. Step the left foot off the mat behind the right knee. Rock star, wild thing, lift the hips up to the sky. This could look like a back bend, or it could look more like a side plank. And both are right. Both are beautiful. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, step the left foot outside where the left hand would go if you're not using the left hand to step forward quite yet. Lizard pose. You know your variations. Knee up, knee down, hands, forearms. Any use of blocks that suits you. 3 total breaths. And breath out. Pulling that left knee into the left shoulder. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, come up to hands if you're not there. Set the back knee down if you're not there. Left arm forward. Up to the sky and back. You can stay here or lift that right foot. If you'd like to grab it for a quad stretch, 3 breaths here. Opening the chest. Wherever you stopped, can you try to open up the chest, open up the heart? 1 more breath in. And exhale. Gently release that foot if you have it. Circle the left arm forward, down to the mat inside the left foot. Grab your blocks if you're using them for Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Again, pulling the heart to the toes to the heart. You can release your head at the bottom of your folds and pull this left hip back in space. In order to sacrifice, the hamstrings want the hip to go out to the left. Pull it back in. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, bend the left knee. Set the blocks out of the way if you use them. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. High lunge. 3 breaths in your high lunge here. Arms can go wherever they need to go, as always. 2 more breaths. Can you really pull the left foot and the right toes together this time to activate the legs? 1 more breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. That curtsy squat. Oh my, OMG, oh my goddess. Pulling the right knee behind the left this time, stepping the right foot off the mat. Stick the arms straight back as you hinge forward. 3 breaths here. Looking down at the ground so that you can let the neck not be cranked back. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. Squeeze the legs together. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Bring that right knee into the chest. Tree pose, your variation. So either right foot up on the calf or a kickstand on the floor. Arms can be at heart center or up to the sky for a little bit more of a challenge. 3 total breaths. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Beautiful work. Inhale, bring that right foot off the left leg. We're coming into Ardha Chandrasana. So hinge forward, kick that right leg back. Hand comes to a block or the floor. Right hand on the hip or up to the sky. Strengthen that right leg. Find your drishti. Stacking the right ribs on top of the left, similar to our extended side angle here. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently step yourself back, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Adjust the feet as you need when you get here. Shoulders again are soft. Arms are strong. 3 breaths here. Again, in this pose we know likely it's a more common pose. 1 more breath. Can you find presence? And exhale. Flip the left wrist. Straighten the left leg. Reverse it up and back. Reverse or peaceful triangle. Again, wrap that right arm around if you're hanging out in the right hand. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Extended side angle. So bend that left knee, left forearm to left thigh, or hand inside on a block or the floor. Everyone reach the right arm long overhead. 3 breaths here. 2 more. And exhale. Twisting the right ribs on top of the left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Straighten through that left leg. Flip the left wrist. Reverse it. Up and back. Reverse triangle. 2 breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Circle the hands down, frame the front foot. Either take your vinyasa, always welcome to skip it. If you're taking it, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in this down dog. Breathe in. 2 more. One more breath in. And breath out. Again, it's a ladder, so we'll do a similar sequence and add one from there. Inhale, right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Stay here or step the right foot off the mat. Pick the hips up. Rockstar Wild Thing, 3 breaths. Wherever you landed is beautiful. One more breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. On your next inhale, step the right foot to the outside side of the mat. Outside where the right hand will go for us to come into our final lizard on this side. Taking whatever variation you'd like to this last round. 3 breaths. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to hands if you're not there. Set the back knee down if you're not there. Right arm forward. Up to the sky and back if you're taking this. 3 breaths. Wherever you are, can you open up the chest again? 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently release that back foot, right arm forward, up to the sky and to the ground, grabbing your blocks if you're using them for Ardha Hanumanasana. 3 breaths. Exhale. 2 more. Pull that right hip back in space. Exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, bend that right knee. Set the blocks out of the way if you use them. Crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms go up or at heart center. 3 breaths. 2 more. And exhale, pulling the right heel and the left knee together to activate and get a hip flexor stretch through this left hip flexor. Inhale. And as you exhale, option to open the heart and cactus the arms. Circle the hands down, frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, high lunge. Adjust your feet as you need here. 3 breaths. 2 more. And exhale. Can you get a little deeper? Last breath in. And exhale. Open it up, Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2, right toes forward, left toes in. Ears, shoulders, hips stacked in alignment. 2 more breaths here. And exhale. Last breath. And exhale. Beautiful. Flip the right wrist. Straighten the right leg. Flip it up and back. Reverse or peaceful triangle. 2 breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Trikonasana, triangle pose. For me, this stance is too long. I do have to wiggle my back foot in slightly, still keeping the toes slightly turned in. Pop hips to the back of the mat. Reach the right arm as far forward as it will go. Then down to your shin, a block or the floor, to the outside of that right foot. Left hand on the hip or up to the sky. Again, an invitation to bring the hand to the left ribs. If the left ribs are not stacked on top of the right, maybe you come up a little higher. This is going to come in handy when we come into our last Ardha Chandrasana with the Chapasana option. Inhale, come to stand back up. Exhale, flip the right wrist, reverse it up and back, reverse or peaceful triangle. 2 breaths, breathe in. And breathe out. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Left hand, left hip. Bend the right knee. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana to start, so right hand comes down to a block or the floor. I have to lift my block up on the highest height for this. So you can stay here in Ardha Chandrasana. That's a beautiful place to stay. Left hand on the hip or up to the sky. If you want to, bend that left knee, grab the left foot with the left hand for Ardha Chapasana. Again, opening the heart, opening the hips. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Exhale. Left ribs on top of right. Inhale. And exhale. Gently release that left foot if you have it. And then step the left foot down next to the right. Forward fold. Uttanasana. 2 breaths. Breathe in. And exhale. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Step or float back to your vinyasa or skip it. If you're taking it, step or float and lower into chaturanga or the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. We have 1 more side. And then we're going to wind it all down. This is the last push. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Open the hip and the knee. Stay here or flip it over. Rock star or wild thing. 3 breaths. Lifting the hips up to the sky, especially that right hip. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, step that left foot to the outside part of the mat, outside where the left hand will go. Your last lizard of practice. Keeping that left knee into the left shoulder. 2 more breaths here. And then 1 more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, come up to hands if you're not there. Set the back knee down if you're not there. Stay here or left arm forward. Up to the sky and back. Grab the foot if you're taking it. You don't have to. 3 breaths. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently release that foot if you have it. Circle the left arm forward, down to the mat. Grabbing your blocks if you're using them for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Pulling the heart to the toes to the heart. And you can relax the head at the bottom of the fold. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead, bend that left knee. Set the blocks out of the way if you use them. Coming into Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge, arms up or at heart center. 3 breaths. 2 more. And if your legs are shaking, you're with me. Last breath in. And as you exhale, option of cactus the arms, open the heart to the sky. Circle the hands down, frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, adjust the feet as you need to come into high lunge. 3 breaths. 2 more. Can you strengthen that back leg? Last breath in. And exhale. Beautiful work. Open it up. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. 3 breaths. Making sure that left knee is in alignment. You really shouldn't see your toes if you're in a 90-degree angle. Last breath. And exhale. Flip the left wrist, straighten the left leg, reach it up and back, reverse or peaceful triangle, 2 breaths, breathe in. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, come up to stand. Again, you can stay here if this works in your body. For me, it's too long. So I'm going to walk that back foot in a little bit, still turning the right toes in. Pop the hips to the back of the mat. Reach the left arm as far forward as it will go, then down to your shin, a block or the floor, to the outside of the left foot. Trying not to sink into this left shoulder. And again, can now you feel your right, place your hand on your right ribs. Are they stacked on top of the left? If not, lift yourself up a little higher to open it up. Last breath. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Flip the left wrist up and back. Reverse or peaceful triangle, 2 breaths. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Our last Ardha Chandrasana with the Chapasana option if you'd like to take it. So, right hand, right hip. Left arm reaches forward. Gently bend through the left leg. And gently step or glide yourself forward. Almost fall out of it if you're with me. I like to put my block on the highest height here. Right hand on the hip or up to the sky. You can stay here. If you want to take it, bend that right knee. Grab the right foot with the right hand. And open it up into Ardha Chapasana. Your drishti will be very helpful to you here. That single point of focus that's not moving to stare at. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And exhale. Gently release that right foot if you have it. And then bring the right foot to meet the left. Uttanasana, forward fold. 2 breaths here. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Last vinyasa, if you want to take it, step or float back to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath in. And 1 breath out. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring the right knee behind the right wrist for pigeon. Walk that back foot back. If this variation does not fit in your body, that's okay. Go ahead, come to lay on the back and put the right in. You can lay all the way back. It's the same pose. One's weight bearing and one's not. If you're in this variation that I am in, left hip, left knee, left toes dialed down. And when you're ready, go ahead and release yourself down using whatever props fits you. Maybe that's a block under your right butt cheek. Maybe that's a block under the chest or under the head. But allow yourself to surrender into the mat. You did a lot of work. Your body did a lot of work for you. Whether you remembered it or not, your breath carried you through this practice. Can you take a moment to acknowledge and find gratitude for the breath, letting the body melt into the mat? Three more breaths. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last breath in. And exhale. If you're on your back, you can stay there. Otherwise, gently lift yourself up, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back downward facing dog, just one breath in and one breath out. Inhale, left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee behind the left wrist for pigeon on the other side. Walk that right foot back in space, right hip, right knee, right toe dial down. If you're on your back, left ankle over the right knee. And when you're ready, go ahead and release yourself all the way down to the ground. Again, finding surrender into this pose. 3 more breaths. And exhale. 2 more. Last breath in. Gently walk yourself back up if you're in this variation. If you're on your back, you can stay where you are. We're all about to meet you. If you're with me, sit your left butt cheek down, swing your right leg around. Straighten through that left leg, allow it to unfold, maybe shake it through a little bit if that feels okay. And then plant the feet, scoot forward a little bit on your mat, and gently, with care, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Once you arrive, lengthen the legs, relax them. Lengthen the arms by the sides, palms facing up. Once again, one final surrender into the mat. Maintaining presence in just this breath in and just this breath out. If you'd like to stay a little longer, an invitation to always stay for however long feels good to you. If you'd like to start moving, reach the arms long overhead on an inhale. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, circle out the wrists, circle out the ankles, full body stretch. And on an exhale, bring the knees into the chest, wrapping yourself in a big hug, offering yourself compassion, kindness, love, and grace, things that you so freely give to others and so often neglect to give to yourself. Offering you a permission slip today and every day moving forward to give yourself these things without guilt and without shame. One more big squeeze in, and then gently roll over to one side and slowly lift yourself back up to sit, finding whatever a comfortable seat looks like for you at the end of practice. Together, we'll come back for one more collective breath. Inhale, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center, Anjali Mudra, bowing the head in gratitude for your body and all it does for you without you ever asking. and to this ancient practice that helps us come back home to heart center and surrender into presence. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I bow to you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, week ahead. If you have questions, concerns, comments, requests, I would absolutely be honored to hear from you. You can drop them in the comment box below, or please feel free to find me on Instagram at AlyssaXXTucker. I would love to connect with you. Thank you so much. Take care.